back, Deeply Opinionated Podcast. I am your host, the great.
Okay.
That's how I'm feeling today. You know, the great
Yeah.
DJ Rose with my lovely co-host. Introduce yourself.
I am Mimi. I am amazing. Okay. And I'm here today, excited to be a part of this lovely podcast. I also sell vegan sweets on the side. Mimi Sweet Treats. Holler at me.
And we'll throw all that information up for you. So yes, Mimi is the co-host. I'm so excited. Just based off of the ideas and the collaboration and the conversations we've had. We both kind of share the same vision for this podcast. So the host of the Deeply Opinionated Podcast is Mimi. I do appreciate you joining me.
Thank you. I'm honored. It's a pleasure.
Yeah. So today's topic is submission. Now, we want to stay current, so
Right.
with some of the topics that we're having. So, Fantasia had a Breakfast Club interview. I might put a couple of clips of that in the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But she had an interview and she was just talking about submission. Did you get to see the video?
Yes, I did. I did.
And so she was talking about, women of, certain generation have been raised to be strong, independent women.
Absolutely.
And you give off this male energy to a man,
Right.
and a man doesn't want a man, he wants a woman. So
Exactly.
it's so deep on how things got that way, but that was just the basis of what she was saying. And so, that upset a lot of people.
Absolutely.
Because, people look at the word submit in a negative way a
Negative
lot.
connotation, absolutely.
And that's super deep as well, because just speaking for us as black people,
Right.
we feel like we've been submitting for forever.
Right.
So any type of term that means bow down, do what I
Right.
say,
Superior.
it just falls on our ears in a negative way. So
Yeah.
that's already another battle that you're dealing with the word. But I did want to, because a lot of times we use words and we use them wrong.
Right.
We use them with the definition that we've created in our
minds. Absolutely.
But there's a dictionary that has
It
the
is.
real definition of the word. So what is the definition
Okay.
of submit?
So submission is a noun, the action or fact of accepting or yielding to a superior force or to the will or authority of another person. An act of surrendering to a hold by one's opponent, that's wrestling. And the last one is the action of presenting a proposal, application, or other document for consideration or judgment. And the archaic version or definition is humility and meekness. Okay.
So with that definition, it's kind of, read the first one again.
The action or fact of accepting or yielding to a superior force or to the will or authority of another person.
Now, the reason that I hate that definition
Right.
is because there's so many words in there
Yes.
that are still left up to perspective.
Yeah.
Superior
force, yeah. Authority.
Authority depends on what each person views
Yielding,
authority as.
yeah.
Yielding. It's just so many words
Just makes
in
you
there.
sound weak.
Right. It's just so many words in there that are left up to human perception.
Yeah.
It's not like a fact laid out definition. It's like it still adds more room for people just to
Right.
make up their own definition.
Right.
When you
Absolutely.
hear words like superior, nobody wants to be, nobody wants to have a
have anybody
superior.
over.
You don't
Right.
want nobody over you, period.
Right. I'm my own person. I do what I
Right,
want.
I do what I want. I don't need no superior.
Right.
But superior can mean something as simple as, I gave this example that if I'm a construction worker and me and my wife is about to buy a house and she don't know nothing about houses, she just know what
Right.
color drape she want, then at that moment she should submit to me because I have the knowledge of at this point you should
Absolutely.
be listening. I think listening is an action
Right.
that is a form of submitting. If you're giving a person your attention, you're submitting to that person in some type of way. So if I'm the construction worker who builds houses for a living, in those situations, she should probably listen to me.
Right.
Not saying shut up and don't say nothing at all. Still have an opinion. You're still,
Right.
you know, a grown woman.
That is a yield.
Right, right.
So, yeah.
So, you know, but still be listening more than you talking because you don't know what you're talking about. And it's the same situation where if it's something, you know, she's doing, where it's computer science, and if we're having a conversation about that, I should be listening way more than I should be talking because I don't know shit about computer science.
Facts.
So, I think
a little give and take, a little cha-cha step.
Right. Like so in a general sense, when you hear the word submit, is it a negative thing to you? Is it a positive thing?
So I was like one of the many people in the world that had their own mental definition of it. I think my definition was more so close to like the biblical definition, and I pulled that up as well. And it says the biblical definition of submission assumes equality because it is a volitional act of humility in letting another lead, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like if we are in a relationship and you show that you can lead in any aspect, then yeah, I will yield to you or step back and let you handle it as a man because you've shown and proved.
Mm-hmm.
You have to show, you have to give, you have to respect, you have to really prove yourself to be a stand-up person. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one's going to yield to a man who's confused, who can't pay his own bills, who, you know, constantly needs things.
Right.
So I believe that a lot of women just feel like, why would I yield to somebody, you know, that I'm just as equal with?
Right.
But it doesn't make, you're not better to them, you know, you're not more than the other person because you choose to yield or because you choose to lead.
Right.
And so I think sometimes people confuse the two, like, well, if I'm yielding, then that means that he thinks he's better than me, or he thinks he's more, or we're not equal partners. But it's really just about being able to give and take, or like they say, you wash my back, I wash yours. If you are trustworthy, then I give you my trust.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the same thing as submission, right? So it's like, what's the difference? If you look at it from that aspect, it doesn't sound as negative as, okay, well, you know, I said this is what we're doing, so this is what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You may have your own thoughts, but I don't want to hear that.
Right.
Nobody's doing that. I mean, not any a lot of American women aren't doing that
Mm-hmm.
because there's a cultural difference there too, you know.
Right.
So as long as we're talking about that aspect of it, I'm down. I will submit if I know that my man can handle and lead. But I will be one of those other women like, nah, I'm not submitting to anything. Like, I asked one of my friends earlier about like submission. What do you think? What do you think about submitting? And she was like, I pay half the bills with my boyfriend. We live together and we split the bills 50-50. Why would I submit to him? He's not my equal. I go to work for 40 hours a week. I'm tired. I come home like, you know, what would I submit to? You know what I'm saying? Like, if I still have to go out every day and handle my business and make sure that these bills are paid and make sure that things are done, then what am I submitting to? You know? And I can understand that too, because, you know, the expectation from some men is that, okay, well, you might be going to work every day, but when you come home, I want you to go cook. And sometimes we're tired. Like, our feet hurt. We don't want to cook.
Right.
But there's an expectation. So do you yield to that, or do you say, I'm tired, you do it? You know?
Yeah. I mean, I fully understand that. I think the problem that people run into is that they look at submission as like it's a one-way street.
Right.
It's not a one-way street.
It's not just the women submitting.
It's like this example that you just used. If she usually comes home and cooks, but I can tell from her body language, damn, she had a long day.
Right.
How was your day, babe? I had a long day.
Right.
I automatically know, boom, she's tired.
Right.
So now I'm submitting to her being tired, and I'm gonna
go
cook. Or if I'm not gonna cook, we're gonna go get something to eat.
Right.
So you don't have to stand on your feet and cook, because I can see that you're tired.
Right.
That's just it's like Fantasia's husband said. Submission is a sweet dance between two people, and it's a love.
A sweet dance.
So it's not about somebody standing over you and telling you to do something you don't want to do. It's just that you're submitting to that person based off their needs,
exactly,
and your morals.
Exactly.
So it's like if I see that woman is tired, then I'm submitting to her, and I'm not saying she should submit to me and be like, I don't care if your feet hurt, go in that kitchen and cook.
Facts.
That's not submitting. That's something different. That's something else. That's not submitting.
But that's leadership. Not leadership. That's a man that's acting superior. And if the woman did indeed go do that and she yielded, then it is submission.
Well, I don't.
But it's a fucked up way of submitting.
Yeah, but I think that's more about like control.
It is control, but that's also submission, because that's the Webster's dictionary. You are inferior, that you have a superior that tells you what to do, and you yield to that power, which is why most women is like, I'm not submitting to nothing, because they see or hear that the action. What does it say? The action or fact of accepting or yielding to a superior force or to the will or authority of another person.
Well, and also with that, I also think that a lot of women don't have the example of what to submit to.
Facts.
So, and I said this earlier. It's like, if a woman's daddy wants shit, right?
Right.
And her uncle wants shit,
right.
And then all of the dudes that she dated want shit, right? She hasn't never seen a man or had the example of somebody you should be submitting to,
right,
who has your best interest at heart through the whole process. She doesn't see that example. So if all of the examples of men that you've seen are dudes who ain't shit,
or never follow through,
of course you don't want to submit to a man.
Right.
Of course. But if you have had good examples, then a lot of women understand what it is to submit.
Right.
And you're not, and it's understood. A lot of people talk too much about the person that you wouldn't date anyway.
Right. Right.
Oh, I ain't submitting to no nigga who ain't got no job.
Right. Well, what about that's obvious.
That's obvious. You didn't have to say that, because we're not expecting you to submit to somebody who ain't got their shit together.
Right. As I used to say back in the day, we talking about the bell curve.
Right. We're not talking. We spend so much time talking about the ain'ts.
Right.
Right. Instead of the people who do. That should be understood.
What did he say? He said something, and I'm probably not going to say it the exact way. He said something that really stood out, was something like, I'm going to be so much of a man that when you see her, she's a identical representation of me.
Yeah.
And so that's what you want. You want to be able to pick up those things from your mate and be able to handle things just as he would. Like, she's picked up positive aspects of him. And that's what a good relationship, that's what you do.
Right.
You smile more, you pick up things, you learn as a team.
Right.
You have a teammate, you're not working for self.
Right.
In a lot of relationships, men and women don't know how to work for each other. Even when it comes down to communication, sex, and anything else, you're doing it for what you can gain and not for the other person. So if every day you woke up and your first, after you did, your praying or whatever you decide to do when you wake up in the morning, the first thought when it came to your mate is, how can I make her happy today? What can I do to ensure that I get a smile out of her today? If everyone woke up with that aspect when they thought about their mate, or with that thought, people would be submitting all over the place.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people are not thinking about how they can make their mate happy. They're just waking up what you gonna do to make me happy? Right. You know what I'm saying? So
it's like when people say, people are always willing to say, this is what I need. I need this. If you ain't got this, then you can't talk to me.
Checklist.
But nobody talks about what they're willing to give. Like, oh, I'm willing to give this. I'm willing to give that. I'm willing to be this. I'm willing to be this. I'm willing to be that. Nobody does that. They always talk about what they need.
Not right.
And it's just that's why I think that like who should pay the bills conversation gets a little crazy.
Yeah.
Because there's so many like taboo things about it. You know what I'm saying? It's like this rule where the man is supposed to provide, and then we take that sentence and make it be he should pay your bills and my. It's just like it's so much shit just thrown into the shit on top of the shit, and then you take social media and slap that on top of the shit.
Right.
It's just like it's so much shit in the way. You know what I'm saying? Like for people just to have a clear view of what relationships are supposed to be. It's like so much bullshit sprinkled into it, and bullshit stereotypes and what things should be and what they shouldn't be, and what makes you a man and what makes you a woman.
Right.
It's like it's just so much.
Well, you know,
shit.
women tend to sometimes have men like things that men should do, views on women and male traits, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like I feel like every woman wants to know that in the event that they could not assist, that their man, husband, boyfriend, whatever, could take care of everything. I think that's a consistent one across the board. I could be wrong, ladies, correct me, but even if he is not and you're splitting everything down the middle, should something occur, I think every woman wants to know, like, he can handle it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so in the event that you can't handle it, or we know, I believe it brings some hesitancy. And then it's like, well, when the hesitancy comes in, it's like, okay, I'm not submitting to you because you don't have this, that, and the third one.
Mm-hmm.
And then also it's like, well, when we went out, you took me to this place and you paid the $200 or you paid the $150 because you was trying to show me a good time, but you showed me a representative of something that you can't keep up with.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, some of these men know what type of women they're taking out on these dates.
Mm-hmm.
You know, certain women just want certain things. If you cannot keep up with that, then you need to step to the side. You shouldn't have even asked to go on a date.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But
see, that's,
spending money, like, I don't know. I mean, it don't really matter how much money you spend, but I do think that you should be able to, should it arise, take care of
right.
things.
But also, it's, I don't know. It's like the myth of money.
Right.
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 And I heard Akon the other day explain cryptocurrency, right? And what I didn't understand about cryptocurrency is what makes it valuable.
Okay.
Right? If it's something that's just created and it's like cryptid,
Right.
what now gives this thing created value? Right?
Uh-huh.
And then he said the craziest thing, but it was the simplest thing in the world. He was like, the humans create the value of it, just like the humans create the value of $1.
Right.
And when you think about it, $1 is just a piece of paper. And in our minds, we create the value of this $100 bill, $5 bill,
Right.
$20 bill.
Right.
Right.
It's really just a piece
So
of paper of debt.
he said cryptocurrency is just the dollar bill.
Right.
So this form of currency, we're gonna say this is worth $1.
Yeah.
And we just gonna believe this is worth
That's how
$1,
much it's worth,
and then
right.
we all start exchanging this like it's worth $1,
Right.
and leave the money over there and not go to this.
Okay.
He said that's the whole thing of it, and that he made it so clear.
Yeah.
But it's like it's the obsession that we have with money, right?
Yeah.
It's the exception. What we need. We think we need so much of it, right?
Yeah.
And as many examples that we have of people who have so much money who are just losing their fucking minds, right? As many examples we have, we just like, nah,
I still want it.
I still want it. It'll go better for me.
Right. I'm good. Yeah. I'm straight.
Yeah,
You know.
it'll go better
I
for
mean,
me.
you know, and here's the thing, because, like, I'm one of those people, too. To be honest. And that's why I'm trying to mentally get my mind wrapped around millions, because I'm going to have it. You know, so, like.
See, and that's my thing. Is
Here's the thing. I've always, whenever I put my intention, I always ask for more money than I can count so that I can bless other people. Some people just want money so they can just hold it and hoard it and be. I will always be a blessing to others. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I will always do that.
Man, I'm broke.
Yeah.
So it's like,
So it's like, you know, and
rich.
you want money so that you can do the things that you love and so that you're not bogged down in an 8-hour, 10-hour, 12-hour job. You want your time to be free so that you can do the things you love to do. Who wants to be, you know? I mean, but like you said, people going crazy over the dollar. So it's like, but you have to also understand that when you get the money, you have to be grateful for what you have and not chase it. Because you got like entrepreneurs or people in general, they hit a mark and it's like, all right, now I got to go get this. Now I got to go with that. They never are satisfied.
Right.
At one point,
Right.
let's be
If
satisfied.
you're never satisfied with going up,
You'll die.
what's going to
running.
happen when you go and start going that way?
Oh, you're going to lose your
become
mind.
depressed.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're so obsessed with going that way, you keep getting it, you get it, you get it,
Yeah.
you get it. But then you want more, but you're so obsessed with it that when it does start going that way, because it is gonna go that way, it always go that way.
Right.
You lose your damn mind because you can't control it.
You know? Yeah.
It's a money is a weird thing, man. Like they say, money don't change you; it changes the people around you.
Absolutely, it changes people around you all the time. Like I have friends that are successful, and you know, I see our same people that we were cool with or whatever, friends with, and I see how they act, and it's just so interesting. You know, it's super interesting. I mean, people don't know. I don't know if people just feel intimidated being around money. So a lot of people out here who don't know how to be or don't know how to act around people that make real money. You know what I'm saying? And it's weird because I never ever looked at it like that. Like they still the same person. Like they just, you know, you need to be trying to rub shoulders. Like, you know what I'm saying? Versus, well, what am I supposed to do? Or how? Or when you act, when you get around them, you want something, or you just gotta have like whatever is supposed to be yours will come to you. You do not have to do all the stuff you're doing.
Right. It's just the weird money thing, man. It's like money is just like I myself personally, I've started to look at money as this is something that I need to survive.
Right.
This is not something I need to be happy.
Right. Absolutely.
So,
yeah.
To have a comfortable life, I need this.
Right.
And I need this much to be comfortable. So
right.
Once I get that much to be comfortable, I'm good with that. I don't need this to be happy though.
Right.
I need this to
be comfortable.
For survival.
Right.
Comfortably.
Right. And that, but you are specific, and that's why you will have. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes people don't even know what they want the money for.
Right.
You never gonna get to a lot of people will never get to the place where they want to get to because they don't even really mentally know what they want.
Right.
So I mean, but money it scares people because people don't know money management. People don't know how to save. People aren't aware of stocks, savings bonds, or any of that. And so it puts them at a disadvantage. And so when they get the money, like I was out and about with a homegirl, and she was telling me how she was at the store, and this lady in front of her was like, just talking on the phone, and she like, I'm about to spend my last $25 so I can get these crab legs so we can eat tonight. And it's like, what? And I'm not saying that to sound judgmental, but it's like, where are your priorities in life? I work and I have money that I can go get crab legs if I wanted to, and I still don't eat it like that because to me it's expensive and it's unnecessary at times.
And you should be.
And you should not be spending your last. And you have kids, you have people in the cart. She had like 3 kids with her. We about to eat crab legs. I don't get paid till 5 days from now, whatever the case may be. And it's just like, wow, people really don't understand the aspect of saving. Where is your mindset?
You got kids, right?
You should.
They could get sick and might need some NyQuil or something.
Anything. You don't spend your money on the crab legs.
I don't know. It's just weird, man. Money is like they say, it's the root of all evil, but
it can be.
People think it's gonna make you so happy, and you have so many examples of people in front of you where you can tell money is not the. Mike Tyson said he wasn't at peace till he lost all the money until he broke again, because he knew at that point anybody who was around me for genuine reasons.
But that's the thing.
I don't have the money no more.
That's the thing. You get so much money. You have all these people working for you. You don't know who you can trust anymore, or the people that you want around you that's family don't know how to be around you anymore. So you end up feeling like you're alone. But I mean, that's what everybody, a lot of people say they have money. But it's like, I don't know, I would hope that it wouldn't take all of that. Like, to be able to see, I don't know. I would hope that when I get the money that I so deserve, that I can bring people with me and put them on so that they are making good money and we can just be around each other.
But it's such a headache. It's such a headache though, because in order, that sounds good, But then you got to make sure that the people that you bring in is on the same page.
Right.
And they're not just going to fuck off their money.
Right.
And then be calling you again because they know you got it. It's just like, it's too fucking much.
Yeah. I used to always say, like, if I play lottery, because I don't play it, but, you know, if I ever won big money, like lotto money, that I would, like, send my people checks, but I would send it, like anonymously, and just, like, not even say anything to them and just see if they would tell me. That's so crazy, right? This is what I would do. Because I didn't want them to know it was coming from me, so they wouldn't come ask. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you're right, people are going, but you got to know who to trust. And then it's like, when you get this money, this is all the money I'm giving you. And if I do feel so led to give you more, that would be my option. But once I give you this money, whatever you do with it is your will. But I also thought about, like, just paying people's debt, like, off. But it's like, I don't know what I would do. I would just give them a check now. I'm giving you a check.
That fucking lottery shit is like at 150.
I know, right?
Right?
Crazy.
So what I would do, if anybody who's meant something to me, where it's like, meant something to me.
Right,
a real friend, real family.
Yeah.
Right? I'm giving everybody I have 150 of them, right? I'm going to give everybody 1 million. It's like maybe 25 people max.
Right.
So now I got 125 million.
Right.
I'm giving every one of y'all
$1
million.
Yeah.
Don't ever ask me for
shit. For nothing.
Like, I'm giving you this million, and that is it. It's
carry
done.
It on.
It's over.
Right. Don't ever.
Don't call me. Don't call me and ask me for shit. Don't
right.
do none of that shit. You're getting this.
Don't even whisper.
Million,
right.
And it's a wrap.
And it's a wrap. You should be able to
no more conversation. Like, we're going to sign, like, contracts where you don't ever say nothing to me ever again about money. Because that's how I would do it. Look, I'm giving everybody $1 million. This is what you get.
This is what we getting.
Get the fuck out of my face.
Don't
ever ask me for nothing else again. I don't want to wait till you need 5,000
and then come because that add up.
Wait till here's $1 million.
Right.
You better figure out how to make this $1 million do something crazy.
Right.
Because don't come back to me for nothing. I'm giving you $1 million.
Right. What was you gonna get $1 million at?
Where else is
getting $1 million? If it wasn't for me.
Right. So
you better listen. Yeah. If y'all friends with us, y'all better go ahead and start saving in your mind.
Listen.
Because when you get that money, that's it.
You ain't getting shit because if you don't repost my damn podcast. Know that.
You better be a reposter.
But yeah, man, we make so many social rules off of money.
Right.
And it just bleeds over into relationships, and then we put people at certain statuses based off their money. But money don't make a person. Money don't make you be something. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So that's another factor
money just
on top of it too. I've seen a lot of people saying, you know what I'm saying, the first thing out their mouth was, you know, is he paying all my bills? That's the only person I'm gonna submit to. It's like, why is somebody paying your bills is the only person you submit to?
Not to cut you off, but one of my friends said that, you know, like, you're not paying my. I think the thing is that if I'm going out and I'm out here working and I'm stressed and we're equally doing the same things, I feel like a lot of women don't feel like that's deserved. I think a lot more women would be willing to submit if they could not have to necessarily work, or if they could be at home with their children more, or if they could have the car that they want to have the abilities to travel more, do the things that they want because their life allowed for it. I think that they may be more submissive. I think that, you know, if you are a woman that's in a relationship and you paying 75% of the bills, he should be submitting to you. Only because you're going out there working hard and you're taking, if it wasn't for your 75%, y'all would be homeless. That is why I'm saying.
Right, but you might.
He should be, and you should submit too. Don't get it wrong, y'all. You should still look out for him. There shouldn't be a point where you come to the house like a masculine person, like your energy is now masculine and he should now be the woman.
But
it's not that.
What if she's paying 75% of the bills?
Okay.
But she's horrible at managing money, and he's great at managing money.
Well, they still got it. Okay, so she giving him the money. If it still wasn't for her, handing over the coin, he's showing her that he can handle funds. So in that aspect, she is submitting because she's giving him the money.
Okay, that's all I was saying. I just want to.
See, where was it, right?
I wanted to be devil's advocate.
Ah.
No, but I don't know, man. I just hate when people say what they ain't gonna do because
Right.
of somebody's money status. It just
Right.
sounds weird.
It does sound bad, but
It
I think
just sounds
if you
bad.
can expound upon it, you can kind of understand.
Right.
But I think that like when women like that word is just so negative that when certain women hear it, they just like, oh no, they don't want to hear nothing else. I'm not doing it. It ain't ever gonna happen. And it's like if we could expound upon why you're so against it, are you against it because of the Webster Dictionary version of it? Or are you against it because of what? Like what?
I mean, but let's keep it a buck, though. Most people was raised on the Bible version of it.
Right.
We wasn't going by
Right.
what the Webster Dictionary says because
Right.
we was all in church and the Bible was sprinkled in all of us. So we was going off the Bible's definition of what it was saying. So we wasn't going off of the superior force.
Right. And in the Bible it says submit to Christ, submit to Jesus, submit to God. So you have to yield yourself unto anything if you want to learn.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's like listening is an action of submission.
Right.
You're giving up your attention. You're giving something your full attention. That's submitting. That's a form of submitting to something.
Absolutely.
But I don't know, man. It's weird. Like just the responses that I was getting. The spectrum was so like nobody was like in the middle. It was like everybody was like full on submission.
Yeah, or no.
it was like full on. I ain't submitting to nobody. I don't care who it is. And the only way I submit or think about submitting if it's a nigga who can pay all my bills. And I'm
right.
like,
I had somebody jump right before I got here. This girl jumped to my inbox and she was like, "I'm not submitting unless he's worth it. I have a good job. I'm doing things, and if he ain't handling his business, I would never do that."
Right.
So I can respect that.
You can have a good job and still be an ain't shit person.
You could.
That don't make you.
You could, but people want
a good person.
People want an equal. So that's more of a biblical. Like people want an equal, somebody that's can bring to the table, or some people want a person that can bring to the table as much as they are bringing to the table, not less than, right?
But how big is your table? Is your table?
Well, yeah, everybody's table different.
Right. Is your table just bills and money
right.
and extra money to get your nails done, or is your table need some peace? Does your table need some communication?
Right.
Does your table need a protector? Does your table need someone you can confide in?
Right.
Does your table have somebody you can sit and actually, guide you through something, help you through something?
And that's important, right?
None of that has shit to do with money.
With money, right? No, it doesn't. You're right, and those are all important qualities to have from a mate.
Yeah,
but like you said, money is the root of all evil. And when people think about submitting to anybody, they first thinking about the bills they got and how you gonna take them away. And then I ain't got to worry about the bills, so all I got time to do is submit.
It's plenty of people in those situations where
they
getting all their bills paid, and it becomes
not what they wanted.
Not even that; it just becomes like a normality to the point where they don't even appreciate it no more. It's like it's just a thing, so you don't show appreciation or put effort towards showing your appreciation for those things. But I don't know. It's just weird how many people were saying that. I only submit to someone who can pay my bills, but like, I don't know. It's like they say like paying the bills is the finish line.
Right, like life ain't gonna happen. Like
nothing else comes.
You'll never need security.
If you can pay all my bills, all of my problems go away.
Right. You ain't gonna need nobody to cuddle at the night time. Nobody to watch a movie.
Just my bills paid is what's gonna get me to the next level.
But I mean,
but
crazy. Having initiative also is a big deal, So like, even if you don't come to the table with money, like, are you cutting the grass, or are you helping with whatever needs to be helped with? Mm-hmm. Like, if a woman has to continually nag a man about doing something, like, do they feel like they should submit to someone that they have to keep reminding them to do things to? Like, if I feel like as a woman you are more of a child, to where I feel like you are a burden, or I may be doing more things for you than I want to do, she may not want to submit, and it could have nothing to do with the money. You know what I'm saying? So,
but you know what I also thought about though? that's also like a mental construct or a mental complex about us too.
Yeah.
Is that, you know, why you ain't up doing something? Why you ain't being ambitious? Why you not out trying to figure out the next plan to be a millionaire?
Yeah.
Why you not? Maybe because he just ain't that.
Right. Everybody not an entrepreneur.
Everybody ain't the entrepreneur. Everybody's not gonna be rich.
Doing that.
Like we see all these rappers and billionaires and actors and actresses and basketball players and football players. But you take all of them people and put them in a boat. They still fit in that 1% of the country that's got money like that. So you can name all the rappers, all the football players, all the soccer players, all the baseball players, all the actors, all the rappers, moguls, everybody, and they're still only add up to 1% of the country. You still got 99% of the country that don't got money. You know what I'm saying? But this other 99% is trying to get what this 1% has.
Right.
No, somebody got to be the construction worker. Somebody got to work at the restaurant.
It's a hierarchy.
Somebody got to be the dentist. Somebody got to drive the garbage truck. Everybody's not the person like, oh, he's not ambitious. He's not trying to go get it. He's not trying to be a better person. Everybody's not going to be that. The world is not set up for everybody to be that.
Right.
Some are special. Some get lucky and get to be in those places.
Yeah.
But it's not the majority. It's far from majority.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I tell people all the time, yeah, you want a nicer car, but when you go outside and you stop at the light, look around. You don't see no Phantoms and Rolls Royces and Lamborghinis. You see majority of price range cars just like you. Right. Because that is what's going on in this country is that everybody is in those categories.
Yeah.
When you see a Rolls Royce, that's why it's a thing when you see one, because you don't get to see them all the time. We don't get excited about Hondas, and we see them all the goddamn time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that should let you know how rare it is or how hard it is to get to that level to where you're making money to afford those things. And then, you know, I put you on the phone with somebody who didn't own a Rolls Royce before. They tired of it in 3 months.
Yeah.
If you go look at used Rolls Royces right now, all of them got like 8,000 miles on it, 7,000 miles on it, 6,000 miles on it. Because it's just a thing. It's like, oh, I got a Rolls Royce. But then when you finally drive it, you realize you're driving a tank and you can't whip it and get to where you need to go. You get tired of it in 3 months. But it's just that. Right. It's just that.
I was able to do it.
Yeah, it's that American dream culture that America's about. Everybody's here for the dream to be the next billionaire or to be the next millionaire. Right. And it ain't for everybody. Everybody's not going to be that. You know?
I get that, yeah.
And everybody, you know, putting that pressure on men or women. I've done it before where I put pressure on a mate because I feel like I'm grinding. I'm trying to...
Right, why
you grinding? But that was me being selfish and not realizing that maybe this person's journey is not to grind and be ambitious and be the greatest whatever in the world, right? So we have to understand that sometimes that, you know, just because you are ambitious and want to grind and be the next whatever, that your mate's path, just because y'all together don't mean y'all path have to be identical.
Yeah.
Right? It's still an individual.
2 different people, right.
So their path can still be something different, and we have to be understanding and understanding that my vision for you does not have to be your vision.
And it's right.
You know?
You're your own individual person with your own thoughts in mind, so you can't be anything anybody else wants you to be, because you know, how happy will you be trying to mold? I mean, you know. But relationships in general are about give and take. So whether you submit or not, it's your personal relationship decision. Do what makes you happy.
Exactly.
Period.
That is the best advice. Find out what makes you happy. Be able to communicate to your mate what makes you happy. Be understanding, listen, and apply. And do whatever works for you. Stop going off other people's fucking opinions because they lying to you too. They ain't as happy as they trying to make it seem, and they don't got the fucking answers.
And if it is different from your opinion, like, you don't have to agree with it to listen and give an open ear to it.
Right.
You know, like, everybody doesn't have to shout from the mountaintops because they don't agree with your opinion. Right. It is just that, an opinion.
Right. I don't give a fuck if they married and they got advice for you. Marriage don't mean you're happy.
Right. It's working for them, so they say.
Right.
Be happy for them.
Right. Just because they married don't mean they got the answers.
Right.
find
But you
out.
can tell what's real if you're around any type of couple long enough. You can tell what's real and what's fake. I mean, it's gonna spew out. They can't hide it. So
Some people might not get to see that side and they
right.
just know
But
that
every
you're
couple
married.
got a friend that got one at least. I don't know many couples that don't have one friend that come by and see the real.
Yeah. But yeah, man. So this was a great topic. I seen the internet going crazy. My DM was going crazy about it, and like I'm still shocked on how like far and split people was.
Right.
Like,
Well, I had a lot more people say yes than I thought. Like I didn't have as many dead set no's. I had a lot more yes submitting. So I feel like, well, wow, a lot more people agree with Fantasia than what I thought, because obviously the negative was so in your face that I thought it was just this taboo thing. Like, okay.
But that's the point that old girl was making. She was saying it's regional. She said Southern people
Are more submissive. I could definitely see that.
And talk about being submissive.
Yeah.
People from up top,
they ain't on that.
The women are not on that at all. They're more aggressive, more.
Right.
So she's like, it's a regional thing. Southerners always talking about being submissive, and
But do you think it's like the upbringing, like, or is it? I mean, it has to be, right. It has to be either the upbringing or the surroundings in which makes us choose or makes us flow in that.
I just think it's the infrastructure of Christianity, and that, that being given to us by the slave master and us living by that book,
right?
And reading that book and trying to piece together and see how it makes sense to what we have going on, just to provide us with some type of hope that we'll eventually get out of that situation. Just the instillment of that is what's just lingered.
Yeah.
Generation after generation.
After generation, yeah, for sure.
And it's formulated into different definitions and different subcultures inside of our own culture, to where it's just been manipulated based on which route you took in the culture.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The definition of that was manipulated based on what route you took.
Exactly. And
what your parents were. Were your parents drug addicts? Was your parents dealers? Was your parents the ones trying to go to college? Was your parents was your parents hustlers? Which route did you take? Was your parents the ones involved in church? Was they heavy in the church? Which route did you take? In each route, it's a different form of definitions that get established by each person,
right,
through their journey in those particular subcultures of one culture.
Okay.
So,
I mean, yeah, you're right.
There's just so many definitions out there. It's like that's so hard to pinpoint what it is. That's why I used to just tell people, do what works for you. Look, if hanging upside down from the light and y'all talk upside down, if that's what works for you,
go for it.
Then do
but
it.
Don't think because you are a man that you are owed submission, or because you are a woman and you make more money that you are owed submission.
Submission is learned.
Submission is
not learned.
Earned. It's earned.
Yes,
just like trust, just like respect.
Yeah.
So you have to definitely earn that. So I think a lot of that goes back to that too. Like some people just assume that because they, have a penis that they are due to be submitted to, and you're not.
Right.
Nobody owes you anything. So
and some, because they have a vagina.
Well,
their bills
I'm an advocate for the women.
Think their bill's supposed to be paid just because you have a vagina. I ain't read that scripture.
At least
I ain't read that scripture.
Pay 1 or 2 bills if you ain't gonna pay them all.
No, I'm just saying.
I'm just joking. You don't have to do any of that. I mean, just come to the table with whatever is necessary for that woman.
This is what I always say. The women who deserve for their bills to be paid
will get their bills paid.
No, they already somewhere getting their bills paid. They not on Facebook talking about how they need
now that's
their
a
bills
fact,
paid.
Jack.
The women who deserve for all their bills to be paid, they somewhere getting all their bills paid.
They ain't say the word.
They ain't on Facebook making statuses about it.
That's a dang fact.
That's a fact.
That's a real fact.
It's a fact.
Bolded and italicized.
But yeah, man, this was a good topic. We was trying to stay, current. I gotta ask you though.
Yeah.
How you feel about 6ix9ine?
Okay, so like somebody had threw up a post on Facebook, and they was like, what do you think? And when I watched that video, I feel like you don't owe nobody no loyalty that's a snake to you. And I also feel like this. I listened to one of the, the tapes that was releasing in the, in the court, on the stand. And obviously he was not about that life at any point in his life. He went from rock to this hip hop art, rap life. He was not about that life. And these men who were about that life saw a lick, and they did what they did. And I feel like somewhere along the way, these same men forgot that man was not about that life. Like, he was always gonna tell, what was y'all thinking? I don't understand. So to me, you just as stupid, because you put this man in the position to be who he was always gonna be, and now you're mad.
See, now it's to me, it's just a sticky situation all the way around, because it's like you got the street ethics and codes.
You do, but see, I thought he didn't even know those guys. But now knowing that he knows them, he was saying their names.
But he didn't know them. He met Shotty and them, which was his manager. He met them on the video set of Gummo.
Oh.
So that's the first time they met, was on that video set, which that video blew him up. What I think is they weren't prepared for what happened with that video. The video went viral and went crazy, and now they got a fucking hit, and they wasn't prepared for it. 6ix9ine wasn't signed on no paperwork when Gummo came out. He signed with them after Gummo came out, because the Gummo blew up. They didn't expect it to do that.
Do what it did.
Because it did that, then they, we got to put you down with the Trey 9, we're teach you the handshake and all that shit.
Right, but why would... Yeah.
It's just
politics.
It's street niggas saw an opportunity, and they, and you got a kid who don't.
No.
He's not about this life. But another thing, when people be saying about this life, it's niggas who about this life who still snitch.
Absolutely, it is.
So
but it's like, even worse for you to think
about
that.
This life?
Right. I mean, he. When I say that, I mean he wasn't raised like. Obviously, he wasn't raised like them. He came from a different background. Even though, I think, did he go to college or did he not graduate high school?
Nah, he didn't graduate high school.
So okay, so he may have been. I'm not sure what type of education that 6ix9ine has, but
he wasn't a gangster.
He wasn't a gangster. Period.
He wasn't that
and
at
I
all.
feel like you can't forget that if you are a gangster, or if you are in a gang and you are portraying yourself to be a gangster, then you have to always remember that you are dealing with somebody who is not from the streets. They don't know that code.
But his whole curtain is, this is the entertainment business. I was being entertaining.
He was, because he went from rock and roll. He came out as a rock and roll artist and then totally flipped to a rap artist. He was a character. He was pretending. He doesn't know about this life. I didn't want to say that, but he don't know about urban life or how, we were raised.
Right.
I mean, so I think that he was just unprepared, and he was trying to be a part of something that he never should have really been a part of.
He was trying to be a part of something. I think they wanted the appearance that he was down.
Okay, he just went with it because he was submitting to
the backing of the character.
Okay.
It's a lot of rappers who had the backing of real street niggas, so you wouldn't fuck with them because they had.
He did that. Yeah, he started doing that because he was going around bullying people.
Right.
Because
he knew he
had
knew what
goons.
he had with him.
Right, but they knew that. But I'm just saying, they always knew in the back of them. I feel like they forgot along the way who this man really was. And
I think they didn't expect him to find out that they was stealing his money.
Right.
I think when he found out that, he just wigged out and went on social media and said everybody's fired, Shotty's fired, manager's fired, the tour's canceled.
And that's when they saw the real. That's when
because he was getting paid $300K a show, but they was telling him he was only getting $100K. They was taking the other two and
doing
whatever they did with it. So once he found out that was going on, his money was being stolen. He's like, fuck everybody, whatever. So then once he said fuck everybody, the retaliation from that was when he got kidnapped. And then the whole shit happened, and they took him to the crib, took his jewelry, and then he found out Shotty was fucking his girl.
Mm-hmm.
So all of this shit was like, he thinking these my niggas is who I roll with, and the whole time they stealing from me, nigga fucking my girl.
Right.
When I said fuck you niggas kidnap me, try to rob me, do all this shit. So he don't understand, like, I don't
Him did it,
fuck
he
these
did it,
niggas,
he
like,
did it.
him,
But
him.
does he owe them loyalty? Because does he? Because I don't think that he owes them anything. I think that, you know.
I feel like 6ix9ine should be held accountable just like any other civilian. He wasn't a known gangster. He was in the entertainment business on some bullshit.
Right.
And the shit was entertaining. Like, the nigga was the most entertaining motherfucker
for a little minute. For like 2-3 years.
Like, anything he did, like, he was lit.
Right.
You know? And all his songs was hitting Billboard.
Yeah.
And to me, the beast was fire. He as an artist, he was trash, but he was lit.
He was. I just don't think that he should be. I just don't think the street code goes for him. I just don't. He's not a gangster. He didn't understand it. I don't think he knows.
It's not going. He's not going by street code at all.
Period. Anyway,
this nigga talking about Cardi B and Jim Jones on the stand.
Yeah, I think that he went. Oh, I ain't hear the Cardi B thing. I heard the Jim Jones thing, but I think that he went too far on the stand. I think that he just got so nervous that he just started telling everything, like stuff that just wasn't even necessary.
What happened with Cardi B was the prosecutor, no, the defendant of the boys, because this ain't even his case. He's there as a witness on these other boys' case. So the defense for the other boy asked him that he was trying to get Tekashi to say that Tekashi knew that by joining the look of the Bloods is going to be beneficial for you, right? Because Tekashi dodged that question. He said, "Do you know who Cardi B is?" The defense did. 6ix9ine didn't bring it up. The defense brought it up. Said, "Do you know who Cardi B is?" He's like, "Yes, I know who Cardi B is." He said, "Is Cardi B? Do you know Cardi B is a member of the Trey 9 Bloods?" He was like, "Yeah, she is." He was like, "Did you know that while she was making music?" He was like, "Yeah, but I didn't know." They were trying to say that by watching Cardi B's success and knowing she's a Blood, you know that being a Blood helps your career.
Oh.
Because he wouldn't answer that question directly, they brought up Cardi B to give him examples of, if you know Cardi B was successful and she was a Blood, then you know in your mind that joining a Blood gang would be better for your career.
Oh, okay.
So they brought up
the Cardi
B.
Okay.
They brought up Jim Jones. He just answered the question. So it looked crazy. Like, Cardi B, Jim Jones don't got shit to do with this case.
Yeah.
Why is you even talking about it?
And why even continue to answer the questions?
The defense for those boys was bringing that up.
But he still could have said no comment.
Did you see? But he's already signed the paperwork.
Yeah.
Did you see? You saw he said he agreed to work with them the day after.
Yeah. So he could get his stuff dropped.
Right. And
he want to come home.
They was talking about on. I was watching. I don't know how I got on these like 3 OGs from California. I don't know how I got on their podcast, but they was talking about it, and they said they think Shotty told too, because all of the.
He home, ain't he?
No, he ain't home. But he only got 15 years.
Oh.
And they was like, that's light for
what's going on.
So he was like, it ain't came up yet, but they think Shotty gonna have to take the stand too, because 6ix9ine was facing 47 years. You know what Shotty was facing? They got Shotty on camera shooting and all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, they ain't got 6ix9ine on camber doing none of that crazy shit. And he was facing 47.
But I felt like they gave him that heavy time because he was the face of everything.
Yeah, but was he
trying to stall him out?
The face? Because they've been
to the people.
But the feds been on the Trey 9s way before 6ix9ine. That's why this shit. You know, the feds, they build their case. They be on it for a minute.
Yeah, definitely. So, I think he helped them.
Right. So he was all the feds was already on the Trey 9s before 6ix9ine was the cherry on top.
Right. And he was young and dumb. I mean, you know, it's a lot with that situation. I mean, but I feel like you can't expect a civilian to live by a street code, period.
Yeah, my whole thing is, I mean, I don't know what. I just feel like at 23 years old, I think I would be old enough to be like, nah, it's probably not the situation I want to do.
Right, you would think so, but we just was talking about money. When you got all this money in your face
But
that
that's
you
the
never
thing.
made
But that's the
before.
thing. That before the money came, they still made that decision to do that. The money wasn't there when they made Gummo. That was just some sporadic. We're gonna get a whole bunch of bloods to stand in front of this brownstone. We're gonna go. They went to the store, bought a whole bunch of red bandanas, and gave them out to everybody. 6ix9ine had one on both wrists, one on his head, and they portrayed the Bloods and we deep on the block in Brooklyn, and then shot a video for it, and it went viral. It wasn't like a thing where they was like, oh, this a hit, we know we got one.
Right.
They put the video up, and the video just went crazy. That was like 6ix9ine's first like video.
Right.
So
Right.
once he put that up, it just went crazy. So they weren't
Right.
prepared. They weren't prepared for what that turned into.
Yeah.
So that's why, he probably wasn't thinking that far in advance. That he would be the biggest fucking rapper in the fucking game and be able to talk shit to all these people.
He
This
loved
nigga
it
was
though.
doing wild shit, man.
Wow.
That nigga flew to Chicago so he could post up in front of the hood for like 13 seconds.
For no reason.
Make a video like
He
I'm in
really
their
had
hood.
a great run. He was a bully.
Yeah,
He was
that
like,
shit was
and you know, like you remember when that 50 Cent went on Breakfast Club? He was like, "You ain't my son no more."
Right. He was like, "Don't call me." Well, yeah, I heard to ask you about that because that shit is crazy. I seen a lot of people.
It's crazy, for
A
real.
lot of people saying, I'm snitching too, but the memes is crazy. The memes
Oh my God.
crying laughing.
Cause they got Tekashi telling everything. Everything.
Did you see you know how like when it's a hurricane, you supposed to mark yourself safe?
Yeah.
Did you see they had people was marking themselves safe from 6ix9ine's testimony? That shit was crazy, man.
Terrible.
Yeah, man. I want to see how it's going. Well, what I want to see, I think he's gonna come out. I think he's gonna get out and still be able to make music.
I do not. I would love to see it. I don't believe it.
Listen, you don't have to be. You don't have to be in
He
Brooklyn
still got
to make
his
music.
fans. I don't know.
These kids don't give a fuck about that
You
snitching
right.
shit.
These kids don't. These new kids, they don't.
That's
his fan
That's
base.
niggas from the 70s and 80s mentality. These 90s and 2000s, they don't give a fuck about snitching. They the ones snitching the most. That's why the whole game is fucked up and ain't what it used to be no more. These niggas is snitching like for nothing. Like, nigga, they ain't even gave you a bond yet. You already snitching like. So these niggas don't give a fuck about that snitching shit.
I still just don't know though, but who would want to work with him? Because you got to remember unless he going
All he
independent.
needs is a laptop and SoundCloud. He can make whatever music he want to do and upload it and go crazy on there on SoundCloud. Just because it's him. These kids don't give a fuck about none of that snitch shit. You go into any of them posts and it's mad niggas saying free 6ix9ine, free 6ix9ine.
Yeah,
6ix9ine.
definitely.
They don't give a fuck
They
about
really
that
don't
snitching
care
culture
because he
shit.
got a lot of Caucasian boys.
Right, that's what I'm saying. They don't give a fuck. They don't care. They don't know about the snitching culture. All they hear is, nigga, you fucked my girl, you stole my money,
Right.
you kidnapped me.
Kidnapped me.
I'm not.
Right. What? Yeah.
I'm not riding for you. That's all they hear.
Yeah, because honestly, honestly, with the whole snitching thing, is it just snitching because you saying something? Period. Like, are you supposed to like get your whole ass whooped by people that you know, or point out a stranger that whooped your ass and stole your money? No. That's snitching. Like,
snitching is if me and you do dirt together, and I get caught,
okay,
and I tell on you and you didn't get caught, I
that's
have now snitched on you. But if I'm in my apartment and it's a nigga outside stabbing an old woman and I call the police, I'm not
some
snitching.
people feel like that's snitching
That's
too.
not snitching.
You should mind your business.
That's not.
That's
he's
ignorant to
stabbing
me.
an old lady outside. You call the fucking police.
Listen.
But if you doing dirt with niggas and you get caught,
right,
and you sign paperwork and tell on them niggas and they ain't get caught, it's like in hide to go see when you get caught and you be like, hey y'all come out, we caught.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like
that's snitching.
But it's 6ix9ine snitch. Is he snitching or is that considered snitching?
He's definitely snitching, but he's snitching. He feel like he's justified by snitching. If niggas gonna fuck my girl, take my money, kidnap me, beat me
I
the
just
fuck
feel
up.
like he ain't that wrong about it. I feel like it's a little wrong, but in so many other ways it's not.
It's that 90s hip hop in you make you feel like it's wrong. Like I ask people, like, do you owe loyalty to someone who snakes you?
I feel like you don't, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, if somebody snake you, you do not owe them loyalty. But I'm looking at his whole background. I'm like, why would we even expect him to show loyalty? Look at where,
I think that's why they was trying to take him out, because they knew if it came to him,
he was gonna tell it all.
He was gonna tell it all.
Period. But they obviously didn't have things together because they went out there obviously with no face mask. I mean, he's calling them by their names.
Right.
Governments. I mean, all of that. Like,
because the defendants, whatever their name is, I don't forget the two boys' name. They were saying that whole thing was a publicity stunt that never made it out because it is recorded.
Right. Somebody's like, who's recording?
And he was sitting in the truck by himself, and then here they come to the window. Oh, get out, blah, blah, blah. And then it was kind of weird because 6ix9ine was like saying their names.
Right, and I'm like, why are you saying their names? Oh no.
And then he said one dude named twice. He said his name in the beginning of the sentence, said the sentence, and then said his name again at the end. I was like, that's a little weird.
Is he scared? Is he really scared? Saying the name.
And then who's recording it? Like who's recording it? Like the camera.
That's my thing.
Perfectly centered in the middle of the car.
Who is recording it? Yeah.
So they're saying this wasn't a real robbery.
Oh, that it was
fake.
It
was a fake.
But didn't he file a police report?
Yeah.
So then,
I don't know.
Was it really
it's
fake?
It's all filthy. It's all dirty. It's all over the place. It's wild, crazy. I'm interested to see. I want to see because the defense asked him by you assisting the prosecutors, you might get time served. You could be out early as 2020. And he was like, yeah, that's correct. So if this nigga gets out in 2020, where the fuck is he gonna go with all the fucking tattoos and shit on his face? He gonna get all that shit removed?
Listen,
He
gonna be in witness protection. You think?
I really think that he does not have to be in witness protection.
You think he could be walking these streets just as free?
It's plenty of snitches.
Okay.
It's plenty of snitches who got out and still in the hood that they snitched on.
It's plenty of that.
That shit is going on right now. It's
but with him being such a celebrity,
these niggas was hood celebrities. Niggas know who these niggas and snitches is back in that same hood.
In the same hood. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Hope said the streets is done. He said y'all kill X and let Zimmerman live.
I mean, facts.
The streets is done.
I'm still confused about that one. But we don't.
It's interesting, man. We've never seen nothing like this ever in life. Somebody jump from nothing to the height of the heights just to go to jail on RICO charges and then be
snitch
the
on
most
everybody.
gangster. Be for all these niggas, real niggas, like real niggas who will kill you. Beef with these niggas, not get touched, and then get took down by your own crew, then go to jail, and now you snitching on your whole crew. We've never seen nothing like this before. It's like a
movie.
Wait till the fucking movie comes out.
You think it's gonna be a documentary?
Them niggas is already fighting over the rights to this shit right now.
I'm not watching it.
Man, niggas is gonna definitely make a movie out of this shit. 100%. But yeah, man, I just had to ask you that. That's a major thing going on right now. People is like, man, most civilians are saying what is right. I mean,
it just makes sense.
What you would say.
But if you grew up in the area and you feel like he should have kept his mouth closed, then hey, more power to you.
Listen, 47
you gotta have a boundary somewhere. Hello? 47 years is a long time. It'll make anybody say a little something.
Come on, man.
It's a long time.
Now if you was, come on, man. 47 years is a long fucking time, bro. Sheesh. That's why you just don't be in them situations.
And with fan time, don't you do every bit of it, or what? Do you get out early? I don't know. I
thought it was 80% or 90%.
I don't know.
It's one of them numbers.
Let us know in the comments. I'm not sure. Because that's a long time.
I think it's 85%. 75% from our correspondent in the crowd. Yeah, 75%.
Okay. That's still a long time.
That's still crazy.
So, yeah, I mean, hey. Yeah. I mean, he could have did a little talking and then kind of stopped. But like you said, he signed some stuff, so he had to say what he had to say.
And then he up there calm as a motherfucker.
But I feel like
clear.
he He sound nervous a little bit.
Did he sound nervous?
Kind of, sort of. I mean, he was like back from the mic. He kind of sounded timid a little bit. I don't know. I didn't think he was that confident in everything he was saying.
When they asked him, "Do you see these guys in the courtroom?" He was like, "Yep."
Right over
him
here.
Right there in the brown.
Yep.
He got the little white thing on his head, and him right there in the black suit sitting right there. I was like, "What?" No hesitation at all.
Crazy.
But he probably looked at them niggas like, "Y'all niggas thought y'all was gonna rob me, huh?"
Right. Y'all got y'all this money from me. Y'all been stealing this money.
Huh? Yeah.
And y'all got And
he probably looking at it like revenge. Fuck these niggas.
Right.
That nigga get out and do a Breakfast Club interview.
It's a lot of people saying they don't want to work with 6ix9ine though.
Only because of the stigma of snitching.
Right.
Them niggas
Snoop called him a raccoon.
Dick. All them niggas was trying to get next to 6ix9ine when he was the hottest nigga. 50 was around him because he was the hottest nigga. That's the only reason he was around him, because he was the hottest nigga.
He was.
Everybody was around him. Tory Lanez, all them niggas was around him, like, because he was the hottest nigga. Niggas wanted something.
But they ain't gonna want to be associated. Me too. They ain't gonna want to be associated with it now.
Because he snitched.
So that's why I don't feel like he'll be able to get into the industry, because these people still gonna be here.
Right,
but I mean, you know.
All he needs is a laptop
All he needs is
a microphone. He can make all the music he want to make.
And his little fans can. I mean, let me not say little. His fans can.
Who are mostly Caucasian, who don't give a fuck about
who have culture. No understanding of code anyway.
Right.
Will continue to make him money. So it'll be interesting to see when he gets out in 2020. When is JT like? What we talking about? People come home.
They keep saying soon.
Where is JT at?
Soon. Shit, Max B too. Max B just dropped the fucking mixtape. They let him record and everything in the cell he in.
That's crazy.
This thing just dropped the whole mixtape. He keeps saying he coming home soon too. But yeah, man. So it's been another episode. The submission episode.
Right.
Deep Opinionated Podcast. Anything else?
I think that's it.
All right. Well, we'll see y'all next time on Deep Opinionated Podcast.